Alright, what's going on, everybody? Look, this is gonna be a hard video for me to make. I'm just gonna be very honest. I'm extremely hungover right now, and I don't know what I'm gonna do here, so I decided, you know what, guess what? I'm just gonna talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. It just got remastered, and, I've been playing it. It's been in the background of a couple of my videos now, including this one, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I haven't done an old-fashioned just game review where I just talk about the game in a very long time, neither here or on the second channel, anything like that. So I think this is a game that honestly deserves to be talked about a little bit, because we're talking about one of the best, if not the best, skating game franchise of all time, getting a massive remaster, and it, I think, kind of flew a little bit under the radar. I mean, some people were excited for it. It got some play, obviously, but I would think this would have been maybe some more important news in the gaming sphere. So, I mean, recently, dude, I've been kind of bored with the games that have been coming out. I don't know what it's been, dude. The Marvel Avengers game I heard was terrible. I'm just dead afraid to get it. Fall Guys, it's fun, dude, but it's not something that I can honestly sink, 70, 80 hours or anything crazy into. It's just a fun little casual game to play here and there and whatnot. There really hasn't been much else coming out that has really, I guess, entertained me. For the most part, I've been playing for a long time Minecraft, Rocket League, Grand Theft Auto 5 off and on, Call of Duty off and on. It's been the same games that I've been playing since 2015. I haven't been able to get into a game recently. I'm still waiting on Cyberpunk. A lot of games have been disappointing me, and I gotta say, this Tony Hawk Remaster is probably one of the bright spots in the gaming scene for me in recent months. I've been looking for a game that's going to just encapsulate me, right? That's going to get me, to play this game for a long time. A game that's going to get me back into it. You know what I'm saying? Because to keep it a $1.50, I've mostly just been playing video games to keep up with my friends at this point in Discord and whatnot, so it's been tough, man. It's been tough for people playing video games, but this game has come along, and I think that this is the one that's going to really hold my attention for a minute. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did not play Pro Skater 1 and 2 back in the day. All my friends are talking about, oh, bro, it's so good on PS2. The truth is I'm just a really big fan of skating games, okay? I love skating culture. It's so dope, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't skate, very well at least, but there's something almost like addicting to a certain extent, just watching people who are really good at skating nail these tricks on like these crazy staircases or going down these crazy grinds. Dude, it's nuts, I really like the culture around it, and it kind of got me into the games, and I've been playing some of the more recent games. I already had played Skate 3 way back in the day with my cousin and whatnot. It was a good game. It's probably top 3 skating games all time, bare minimum. It might be the best. But I've been playing recent ones. I put like a few minutes into session. It just really reminded me of Skater XL, which is the one that I think I've put a little bit more time into. And to be honest, that game is just I don't know, man. It disappoints me a little bit. I mean, it gets like the basic fundamentals of skating and whatnot down, but it feels very, raw, very incomplete, very almost like it hasn't been fleshed out whatsoever. It doesn't really pack a lot of content. The best content, for the most part, is community created, which is cool. You can mod it and whatever. But they slapped a $40 price tag on that game, and I don't think it was worth it. Maybe 20. 20 maybe, but 40 no. And I mean, we've been waiting for Skate 4 since the Obama presidency at this point. We're gonna have to wait a little while even though they already announced it. So I was really hoping that this game was gonna pop in and be the one that really kind of filled that niche for me, that really is the game that I'm going to be able to play for a minute. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered is probably one of the best remasters I've ever seen. And I genuinely mean that. I haven't sat down and played the first original games, but I mean, dude, I grew up watching people play them. I understand the games, it isn't like I'm going into this completely blind or whatever, right? I never owned the games at home or anything, but, friends have it and things like that, so I already kind of knew what I was going to be looking forward to, and it pretty well fulfilled that exact need for me, I should say. The skating mechanics are awesome. I mean, there's so many different types of tricks, which I think puts it far and beyond competition like Skater XL. Skater XL, it has a handful of tricks that you can pull off. Nothing really crazy, but I mean, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater has it's so chocked full of different tricks that you can play around with, that just going through all the tricks alone, there's probably more content in these games than there is in, like, Skater XL. And that's a big part of the game, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have tricks, you gotta have the ability to pull off some awesome moves and shit, so there's just more base level content that's done better in these games than the competition right now. And also at the same time, The levels, I think, are better. I mean, for the most part with Skater XL, I didn't really play the few base maps that it had. I was playing community-created maps. In Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters, there's hella maps to begin with. They're pretty decent maps. There's challenges to complete. And then on top of that, there's free skating on these. You don't have to go for the challenges. I like the free skate. I think that's more fun than doing a lot of the challenges. Probably because I'm not very good at the game yet. I'm still kind of learning everything around it. But at the end of the day, I digress on that point. You know, when you look at a game like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which is a remaster of games that are well over a decade old at this point, we're talking almost 2 decades, if not 2 decades, and it still has better and more content than its competition that's coming out right now. Now, sure, they added a lot of new stuff to the games coming into this. There's new multiplayer modes, and there's even competitive skating. But I was actually I admired, to be honest, the customization in the game. I mean, you go to Skater XL, sure, you can download mods and stuff for your characters and whatever. That's sweet. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater does all these cool things that a game like Skater does and streamlines and builds it into the game. You can create your own skaters, right? Which I have mine, okay? You can create your own skater. You can customize their entire outfit with even name brands like, Santa Cruz, Vans, Adidas, Nike, clothes that's really kind of centered around skating culture to begin with. There's so many different ways to customize like your board. There's all kinds of really awesome finishes and paint jobs and stuff. You can customize the colors of your wheels. You can customize what kind of wear happened on the board and the pattern on the top part of the board. It's sweet, you know what I'm saying? There's so much customization just with the character and skater that alone is something that you can fiddle with for probably hours once you get into it. And there's so much things to unlock too. That's what's good. When it comes down to a game like this, sure, it's fun to just skate around in free mode or whatever, but at the end of the day, I feel like there has to almost be something for you to strive towards. And the more challenges and courses and whatnot that you complete, the more in-game currency that you build up, which you can then use to purchase, new board styles, new clothes, things like that. I think that's awesome because they did so well with the character customization that it almost like loops you into it. You're like, yeah, I want to do more with this. And so you have to strive to play the game more. You have to try new courses and try new tricks and do new things. That's dope because at its flesh and blood, right, like at the core of it, it's just a skating game, but there's actually so much more to it that really, I guess, broadens the sense of gameplay and actually makes it fucking, exciting and fun beyond just hitting a couple tricks, right, And then on top of that, a big thing with Skater is the fact that there's like all these community-created parks. I know I'm making the comparison to Skater a lot, but in reality, that's probably the biggest competition that it has at the moment on the market. And people are hyped up because you can create your own parks and that. Well, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster has a built-in park creator that you can upload and then play other people's all you want. And it's very streamlined and easy to use, you would think, especially on like a console or something, it's probably a little harder to build a map, using, your joysticks and whatnot in a basic controller, probably a little harder than a keyboard and mouse. That's not true at all because I actually plug in my PS4 controller to play this game. Shit just snaps together and everything. It's really easy to select parts. There's like a wide variety of different props and ramps and stuff that you can put in to make the park unique. And I think you can create up to like 40 different parks. So the amount of content that you can create in this game and enjoy is fucking obscene. And I think the best part about the game is the price point to a certain extent because it has so much good content, right? It's honestly a very good game. The gameplay is addicting and thrilling, to be quite honest, especially for a skating game. Nailing combos and making these crazy maneuvers and stuff. You jump from a grind to another grind and you kick flip off or something. That feels really good. In a game like Skater XL, it doesn't feel the same whatsoever. And it's because for a game at this price point, it's much more fleshed out, there's so much more content, it actually has name value to it with Tony Hawk and Activision behind it. There's new content brought into the game, there's so much just to do with this game, and it's actually, from what hold on, I'm gonna check real quick. Yeah, I was right, Skater XL is $40 on Steam, but just the base version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered, which is essentially 2 games in one, is $30 with the deluxe with, a couple extra character skins or whatever, being $40. It's almost ridiculous at this point to buy Skater over Tony Hawk, considering there's way more content, it's way better looking and feeling, and it's literally cheaper, dude. There's no chance that this game isn't the best skating game on the market right now, in my opinion. Skate 3, sure, it's still technically on the market, but I don't consider it really because it's 10 years old. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm saying that very genuinely. It's one of the only games that I can actually see myself playing for the foreseeable future. There's so much stuff to do in it that I'm just instantly hooked into the concept of kind of grinding the game, no pun intended. And it honestly feels really good to have a quote-unquote new skating game come to the market that actually doesn't fucking fail to meet my expectations. I had high expectations to begin with because even though Activision is a kinda shady company, they do awesome when it comes to remastering their titles. I mean, Modern Warfare Remastered was probably one of the best, if not the best, Call of Duty to come out in like the last 5 years. I think they did the Spyro Reignited trilogy. It was pretty good. I also think they did the Crash Bandicoot one. I might be mistaken on both of those, but they were both good. Activision is setting, I'd say, the bar pretty high when it comes to remastering their old games. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remaster is just another one of those games in that lineup that I think just completely knocks it out of the park. And I'm just glad that I'm going to have a game to skate in for the foreseeable future. Hopefully until Skate 4 finally comes out, and then, we'll see where everything stands then. But yeah, man, I honestly do recommend this game if you're into skating games. The price point is pretty decent. I'm just glad it wasn't $60. But either way, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus, make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members, your support helps my channel tremendously, and until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, playing Tony Hawk, and signing out.